Here's what Mike Brown, Jay, says the Kings need to remember about yesterday's loss. And you can sit there and say, it's preseason.
Preseason, man.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nobody cares. Coach Brown said, this was yesterday after the game, we should not dismiss this. We can't dismiss how hard they played tonight. It was a day game compared to us, and we can't dismiss the 27 turnovers because lots of them were self-inflicted. We can't dismiss our inability to keep them out of the paint. We have to make sure we understand this is part of our growth, and let's be better the next time we step on the floor. End quote. Bad yesterday, Jay. That was bad.
I'm just going to continue to keep on saying, man, it's preseason. It's preseason.
Right.
No one's even playing full games.
But when you did have your regulars playing, it was not impressive. Mike Brown said he planned to bring the starters back to end the game.
Well, he should have.
They are still trying to get them on the floor as much as possible.
Continuity.
He said they didn't play well enough to do that. So he let the reserves finish it up.
Wouldn't that mean you would want to do it to try and, better the situation? But I get it. I mean, look, there has to be something negative in every game that coaches speak to. There was a lot yesterday. I get that. I get that part. And vice versa. A lot of coach talk, we see a lot of positive things that they take out of even in a drubbing, even in a beating, right? Coaches, I did see a couple positive signs in there. They might bring up a person or a certain play or, a run of 3 to 5 minutes, something positive. I think that's part of it. That's coach speak. That's coach talk. Mike Brown does a great job of that, as do many other coaches. I understand the frustration of where some Kings fans see it because, every single time you go out there, there's an opportunity to get better. I don't think most people saw yesterday as getting better.
From Manny to Legit, some of the turnovers yesterday were pretty careless. From Cole G, losing to a team like Portland at home brings back memories of a lot of blown games last year at home.
Here we go. It's preseason. It's preseason.
I think the bottom line, as you pointed out, and as Malik Monk said today, yesterday, they would never admit this, but they just weren't really into that game yesterday, were they?
No, I don't think so.
A Sunday afternoon preseason game?
I'm trying to tell you, man, Kat, you talking about being on your phone. If there was an opportunity for players to be on their phone, they'd be on their phone yesterday during the game. Absolutely. It's a tough thing to, and it's not a team to get up for, and no disrespect to Portland, but Portland ain't presenting anything that the Kings really want to get up for on a Sunday afternoon. They're at the end of preseason. Coming up here this next coming week, they got the Jazz got tomorrow, the Clippers. Yeah. And so I think the Kings are starting to look forward to next season, as a lot of guys are. The one thing about NBA preseason and training camp, it's just not as detailed as in the NFL, right? Like a lot of people, we don't put a lot on it. It's not under the microscope as much. And so that's why, for me, it's not. First of all, let me say this, Whitey, and this is the truth. NFL preseason games are still on television, one way or another. We got games that's not even being televised. Like, that's how much it means not only to the team, but to the league. The league not even tripping off the game.
Right.
So I get what fans are. They're looking for something positive. They're looking for something negative to hang on. And that's what Coach Brown is doing at the same time. I'm not worried. Let's get into the season. If they don't show up on a Sunday afternoon, which they really don't have Sunday afternoon games, but if they don't show up, then then we can have that conversation.
I agree with you. You're right. It's just preseason. They haven't won a game yet. It does not
matter.
Does not matter.
Nope.
They didn't play well yesterday. It's unfortunate. Does not matter. I am a little concerned that they're not defending the 3-point line very well, even though it's preseason.
Sure.
Because they didn't do that well last year.
Habits.
That was a problem last year.
So basically the habits are concerning.
Yeah. And they're not shooting the 3-ball real well. Doesn't matter yet because the games don't count, but they didn't shoot it especially well last year. Why should I assume they're going to shoot it better? Harrison Barnes was actually one of their better 3-point shooters. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, he just didn't take that many.
Yeah,
when it came down to it last year. I understand that. I mean, someone from the 916 was yesterday a lack of effort or load management. I don't know. I mean, again, take it from what Malik Monk said. He was like, hey, we just had tired legs. We were we were tired, physically fatigued. He didn't say
Mhm.
mentally, but physically they were fatigued. And it happens in the form of this is what preseason is to get your wind, to get your cardio up, to get in better shape. So down the road within the next couple of weeks, and even in the beginning, we've seen players, Shaq was prevalent for this, using the early part of the season to get into shape.
Sure.
Zion has done that quite a few times. So I'd be remiss to think that some of these teams won't take at least 5, 10 games to get into the motion. They may come and backfire you at the end, but that's just how some organizations operate.
Yep. We'll take a look at some of the Kings things going on today, which are interesting and what they mean for the roster going forward. Also, an NBA superstar's new load management plan is raising some eyebrows, and we're back with that on Sactown Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.